January, August, same brochure. By December, next season, excuse just they mature. January, small winning streak. You don't buy parade motor. By April, your title drink. Turn in for every corner. You they scream, trust process. Table still they humble you. Any draw you go explain, like say not talk you do. Manager the press jacket, act genius for camera. But when pressure enter pitch, na panic drama, stamina. Bottle and sexy, you go bottle again. Talk like jumping up second again. Shouting visible, then you vanish in me. Big mouth, but you melting the rain. Bottle and sexy, not the same open. Lit down start, you the hype in vain. By the time it reach, you the hide your chain. Bottle and sexy, you go bottle again. 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 You go bottle again. You the on top of the league. Screenshot table for your phone. Small losing run up here. You delete post, switch your tone. All we need is one striker. Board by winger for the win. Manager clap for himself. Like say he just got something. Players they post for turner. Fresh dream drip designer. Professional and for leg. I cold pass refrigerator. Every press conference now one step closer to the dream. Dream where they evaporate. Soon as real giants enter scene. Who talk plenty? I say no. Come on. Who for steady? I say no. Yeah. Who hype over? I say no. Who choke under pressure? I say no. League don't choke you. Choke you. Table don't show you. Show you. You still they brag, my God.
It is a good week for me. There's no how I introduce my show. Mikel Arteta and T. Obia Kasamenim by heart. Obia Arteta. So welcome to the build up on ABC News Ghana. My name is James Ohin Bomakion. This is not my usual energy because Arsenal the Gunners. Charlie, I'm hammy. And already my own show, my people have started doing agenda against me. What is the meaning of the song you guys just played? City have not won their game. They'll play tomorrow against Newcastle and they'll drop points. So why are you trying to do this agenda? Still, Arsenal, the Gunners, we are going for the title. But Mikel Arteta, just be careful wherever you are. I know, please send the link of this show to Mikel Arteta to watch. You should be very, very careful wherever he is because Arsenal fans, we don't like what he's doing. So this is where we preview all the games that's coming up in the weekend. And it's the North London derby on Sunday. Arsenal, the Gunners, are playing against their bitterest rivals. That is Tottenham Hotspur. What a time to play your rivals. And then after that, they play against Chelsea. But that's somewhere next week. We will come to that. Again, Manchester City are playing against Newcastle this particular weekend. And Liverpool Football Club are playing against Nottingham Forest. So we have a lot coming up on the show today. Then we head straight into the La Liga. There's been twists and turns in the Spanish La Liga. Currently, Real Madrid are on top, Barcelona are second, and things are changing. The title race is also on in the Spanish La Liga. Then we do a preview in the Serie A. Then come to the Ghana Premier League. Last week, Accra Suffolk beat Kumasi Asante Kotoko by a goal to 0. But this time around, they'll be playing against Berekum Chelsea. Let's see whether they're able to win that particular game and also catch up on Mediama Sporting Club. I have Eugene Oforisotti here. He's already poised to start his agenda. Let me put this out there that anything that you see is an agenda-based analysis before we even come to him. We'll go for a break. When we come back, you hear from Eugene Oforisotti.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Playing for your country, enye easy. Scoring, enye easy. Winning, enye easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back from the short break. You are watching the build-up on ABC News GH. We are building up to the weekend sports action that will be taking, especially in terms of football. If you just joined the show, remember the show is an interactive one, so you can send in your comments via the numbers that will be displayed on your screen. And when it is time for us to open the phone lines, you can also call in to share your comments. Eugene Oforisoti is here. He's been waiting for about 8-9 minutes to talk, but when I'm on platform, I can decide to introduce him or not. So before I introduce Eugene Oforisoti, let's have a look at the EPL fixtures on our screen. I might do a solo show today, so please let's have the EPL fixtures on our screen. Let's see how the games will be played towards this particular. So this is the games that is left for Arsenal and Manchester City. We will definitely come to this one, but I want the EPL fixtures that will be played. The fixtures or the graphic that has Haaland on it as the main man for the day. So that is match week 27 fixtures. So this is the Premier. So this is how the Premier League table is looking like. Arsenal are on top in their last games that they've played. Manchester United beat them. They beat Leeds United. They beat Sunderland, but they failed to beat Brentford and Wolverhampton Wanderers, and they play against Spurs next. Then Manchester City are second. They have a game to play. They have played 26 games so far. Manchester United beat them. They beat Wolves. They drew against Spurs. Went on to beat Liverpool, beat Fulham, and they are meeting Newcastle tomorrow. Then Aston Villa are currently third. They lost to Everton. They beat Newcastle, lost to Brentford, drew against Bournemouth, and also they beat Brighton and Hove Albion. They are playing Leeds United next. So let's move on to the EPL fixtures for the week. EPL match week 27 fixtures for the week, and let's see how we have it in there. But before we get to that, let me bring in Eugene Oforisoti. My director wants me to bring in Eugene Oforisoti. Soti, how are you doing? You know we'll talk. If you know we'll talk, I will sack you. You know no say airtime where you do waste, my guy. You know say airtime where you do waste. You know we'll talk. I just asked you, say how are you? You can't speak. Charlie director, you can mute his mic. He's not ready to speak because I'm asking you how are you. You don't want to speak. Why are you curious?
Oh, happy day.
Happy day. Why is it an happy day?
Oh, happy day. Oh, finally, things are beginning to align for me the way I want it to be, and hopefully in less than 2 weeks' time, your trumpeting sound you've made noise over for the last 2 months.
What's the answer to the timeline?
Will end. That Arsenal are at top of the table, and so hopefully in a few weeks' time, when City play the outstanding games and every other thing comes to pass, then you no longer become top of the table. But I want to say a special thank you to Rob Edwards. on behalf of the Game Supporters Union for that.
Guys, I
honor
said it.
and privilege that
Anything
he
he
did.
says is an against analysis. But once you say against supporters union, what do you mean?
Thank you to Rob Edwards for doing the needful, for doing the Lord's work. We really appreciate it, and we the Wolf fans are very, very, very much happy, and we are thankful to him for that spirited display of tactical acumen against one of the league's most consistent managers at the moment in Mikel Arteta. We thank you very much for doing the Lord's work, and we'll leave the rest to Aston Villa and Man City to take control. Thank you very much.
You are done.
I'm done.
All right. So once he's done, Prince, let's have the fixtures on our screen. Let's see how the teams have been paired against each other coming this particular week. So there we have it on our screens. Let me take you through them. And on Saturday, Aston Villa at 3 p.m. will play against Leeds United. Aston Villa are in contention not to win the title. They are just trying to get top 3, top 4 to qualify for the next season's Champions League. Brentford will play against Brighton and Hove Albion. Chelsea Football Club at the Stamford Bridge will welcome Burnley. West Ham United will play against Bournemouth. And then the biggest game on Saturday is Manchester City versus Newcastle at the Etihad. Let's see whether Eddie Houseman can go to the Etihad and cause some commotion for Manchester City, who have not been consistent really this particular season. And then on Sunday, there's Crystal Palace versus Wolves. Palace, do their job for me. This one for scores like 15. So at 2 p.m. I'll be glued to my TV set watching that particular game. Okay. Nottingham Forest at home to play against Liverpool. Remember, in the first leg of this particular game, it was fireworks for Nottingham Forest in that particular. Then Sunderland at home will play against Fulham. Then the biggest of all, the North London derby, Tottenham Hotspurs will play against Arsenal, the
London
Gunners.
forever.
You are singing our anthem, sing it.
Whatever the weather, this streets our own, and our hearts will leave you never. Whatever. Me, your anthem they beat me. That one they don't lie.
The anthem they
But on Sunday, I know at the end of the day they will sing. Oh, when they sing, go Martini. When the saints do Martini.
And then
Oh Lord, I want to win the number. Oh, when the Spurs go Spurs will do the work for
when
me.
they sing, so
Spurs will do the needful. And
a
a special greetings to Igor Tudor, who is the new manager of Tottenham Hotspur. And I think he will use Spurs to relaunch his career.
At the expense of Arsenal.
He will use Spurs to relaunch his career. No, don't worry. Igor Tudor will do the needful. He will do the needful. And
Karim Zito is bigger than Igor Tudor. Karim Zito is bigger than Ugo Tudor.
I'll forgive you.
No, will you argue on that? What has Ugo Tudor done? No, I just want what trophies has Ugo Tudor won? Karim Zito is better than Ugo Tudor. Even Tudor, we gave him the Juventus job.
And then Karim Zito is bigger than Mikel Arteta. He just okay.
Karim Zito is bigger than Mikel Arteta. Yeah, he's bigger.
Because if your caveat is trophies, then he's bigger than Karim Zito.
He's bigger than Mikel Arteta. But
there's no back
but the Arsenal job is bigger than Karim Zito. Even with Kamara and Justice Blay, you are saying if you were Charlie, you will come to that.
I forgive
then
you.
on Monday, Everton will play against Manchester United. And United, the crowd, they will come back to them. But let's look at the games. First of all, let's look at Chelsea versus Burnley.
Yeah.
No, I don't want us to do Chelsea versus Burnley. Wait, I'm more platform. Let me check the lineup. Guys, today I'm the one controlling it, so I won't allow Soti to bully me here. Let me look at the lineup of the show. And so first on the league log, on the rundown, Spurs welcome Arsenal in North London derby. There's no better game to discuss than the North London derby. So I remember on the first episode of this particular show, we discussed that game between Arsenal the Gunners and Spurs. at the Emirates Stadium. It was Arsenal that won that game. I think it was 4-1.
Yeah, I think
Emirates Eze scored a hat-trick. And that celebration we did. On Sunday too, we are going to do that celebration. Since then, Spurs have not been the same. They've been struggling. They have signed Thomas Frank. They've brought in Igor Tudor. Now Tudor will be the first manager to be sacked. To just play his first game to be sacked. He is going to be the first manager. You talk to me about that game. How do you see it? Are Spurs winning at home? Are Arsenal winning, which is the only reason, or which is the only possibility that can happen? Or do you think in your wildest dream Arsenal are going to draw this game?
First of all, I must say I'm very much surprised that you think that the only possible outcome
that's the
out
only
of this
possibility.
game. You know why I'm surprised?
Why are you surprised?
On Wednesday when we were having our show,
Yeah,
when we were talking about the Arsenal Wolves game, even me, I was confident. Oh, it was a comfortable victory for you against Wolves at the Molineux Stadium. Even you accepted that.
Yeah.
You didn't even watch the game because you were too confident of a
Oh
win.
yeah, I was just looking at updates.
You just needed to go and
updates.
sleep, knowing that Arsenal would do the needful, and Arsenal did not do the needful against Wolverhampton Wanderers.
What is the needful? Did we lose that game? No, did Arsenal lose?
You
No,
and
I'm just asking a question.
No,
Did
Arsenal
Arsenal
didn't
lose
lose the game.
Good.
But you and I both know that dropping 2 crucial points against bottom placed Wolves is
No, we're just helping them.
Okay.
Because in the history of the Premier
So you play a
See,
match of
see,
convenience if you're helping them.
See, in the history of the Premier League, the worst team ever in the history of the Premier League is Leeds United.
Yeah.
Why? Because in the 2006-2007 season, they had the least points, which was, I think it was 11 points, and they were relegated. Currently, Spurs, or before the Arsenal games, Wolves had 9 points. And they had a point against Arsenal. No, we dashed them a point, which was 10 points.
So they are 10 points. So you need one more point.
So yeah, so we just don't want them to be the worst team in the history of the Premier League. So that's what happened.
Okay.
You can continue.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So if you were not able to win at the Molineux Stadium with the kind of team Wolves has now, they are lacking team chemistry, a lot of new players. They sold a lot of their very experienced or players with a lot of worth on the transfer market. Marshall Muneti has been sold, Manuel Agbado has been sold, a lot of key players have been sold, and you couldn't win against such a Wolves team. And I'm looking at this person and I'm thinking to myself, how is that possible that you can fathom a chance against this Spurs team who just, it was just if you watch Spurs, just a problem of tactical issues. So the problem is that Thomas Frank was too defensive, even when he had players who could play attacking football.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I think that Igor Tudor, knowing what has happened, will not make that same mistake. He open up and play.
Against Arsenal.
And I believe that when Spurs open up and play with Arsenal in the North London derby, goals will flow, miracles will happen. And,
Miracles.
Spurs,
Indeed, it ended to be miracles.
Spurs will end up winning that game by 2-0. Mark it here. Spurs
Charlie,
will win that game.
Guys, I hope you are
against
recording
Arsenal.
the show.
Spurs will beat Arsenal by 2-0. Mark it. Spurs will beat Arsenal by 2-0. Keep that in mind.
We will be here on Monday to do the replay.
Don't worry. I am telling you that Spurs will beat Arsenal by 2-0. I'm only surprised that as for you, you think that you, after failing to win at Molineux, you come to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and you get a point.
When was the last time Spurs beat Arsenal?
You see, that is the problem. When was the last time you had dropped points at Wolves?
This is the first time.
Exactly. So
But doesn't mean
so this
against
will be the
Spurs.
first time in a while that Spurs will win a game at home in the North London derby. So don't worry, it will happen. I believe that Igor Tudor will start life on a very, very, very simple note. He will avoid defeat in that game, and once he makes sure that he docks you of your 3 points you need, it will help your rivals in this title challenge, Man City, to catch up with you. Remember that they have a game in hand. So Makion, I want to let you know that your days on top of the EPL table are almost over, and very soon you will relinquish your seat at the table. It's now 4 points with the game at hand. If City wins that game, it gets to 1 point. If City wins
The last time I
weekend,
told you, at a point it was even 2 points. Even that one.
and don't worry, you will drop more points with this. You will drop more. This Saturday you will drop points. Your next match you will drop points.
I have always.
And remember, when you told me you have difficult fixtures after Wolves, and Wolves was the easiest of all the fixtures you have in your next 5 games. You've dropped points against Wolves. You will drop points against Spurs.
More.
and then you meet the best team in the world. You will meet the FIFA Club World Cup champions, and I can bet you will drop your point.
Liam no which Arteta make you know which coach crash should I use?
Let me ask you something.
Calf lines is C coach can
you know Mauricio Pochettino
can score Mikel Arteta, but Liam Rosinia can never score.
You know Mauricio Pochettino.
I know him.
You know one reason why he never won the Premier League title?
I don't know, unless you tell me.
The year Leicester won the league, do you know the team that was second on the league table?
Chelsea.
No.
Who?
It was Spurs.
Spurs.
Remember that season, Spurs were about to win the league. Do you remember what happened to Spurs?
Because Chelsea scored.
I'm going to ask you something. Do you remember what happened to Spurs?
Yeah, I know.
When Spurs were challenging for the title. Remember how Chelsea...
That's all Masa. Spurs for no Masa.
Okay. I'm only letting you know that Chelsea's in our DNA to sport parties. Remember, when Mourinho was head coach of Chelsea, when Liverpool wanted to win the league, remember what happened at Anfield?
The Gerrard slip.
Yeah. So I've given you how many circumstances now? How many situations? Twice, where we've dethroned and installed new kings. Don't worry. That so-called lead you have, by the time you get to Chelsea, the game against Chelsea, you would have been docked of about 6 points. So don't worry. Continue.
All right. So let me take you through. Now, in the last 3 games that Spurs have welcomed Arsenal to their stadium to play in the English Premier League, Spurs are yet to win a game. In the last 2, Arsenal beat them by 1-0. Arsenal also beat them by 3-2. In their last meeting, Arsenal beat Spurs by 4-1 at the Emirates Sports Stadium. So that tells you that in their last 5 meetings, Spurs has only won 1, with Arsenal winning the 4. So that's the head-to-head for you. Currently, Tottenham Hotspur find themselves 16th on the league log. Wemo no better Arsenal. 16th on the league log with 29 points. Whilst Arsenal, the Gunners, are on top of the Premier League with 58 points. 5 points away from Manchester City, who are most likely to drop points against Newcastle United. But before we go on, let me bring in Eugene Oforisoti. Prince, please project the remaining fixtures for us. The remaining fixtures for Arsenal and Manchester City in the league. Let's do a proper analysis of who is going to win the Premier League table, the Premier League trophy, depending on the games that are left for them to play. So let's have that one. So the graphics that has both Saka and Haaland on it, and also with their fixture. So yes, that is it for you. So let's go through the Arsenal games, and then we'll go through the Manchester City game. Then we will look at who have the most chance of winning the Premier League table, depending on the teams that they are going to play, and also depending on the current points that they currently have. So first of all, let's start from Arsenal, the Gunners. So they play at Wolves this weekend away. Sorry, they've already played against Wolves, where they drew.
Yeah.
They play against Tottenham Hotspur away this weekend, and then they play at home against Chelsea, the Gunners. They think they can come to
Chelsea
the Arteta against Chelsea.
Chelsea, the Gunners.
Hey! All is well. So they come to the Emirates and they will play against Chelsea. Will play against them, obviously. Then they go to Brighton away. Then Everton at home. They will play against
Everton at home. Nice one.
Everton will, no. So I mean Arsenal will play at home.
Okay.
Arsenal will play at home. Then at home again they will play against Bournemouth. Oh, the EPL, the guys who are doing the EPL officials, they have done so well, because there have been some changes. Because it used to be after Everton, it was Man City that was coming next.
Oh, okay.
So now there is Bournemouth at home. Then there is City. We go to the Etihad. Then there is Newcastle, Fulham, West Ham United. Burnley.
Nice one.
Yeah, I say nice one.
West Ham United.
Let's look at that of Manchester City. So they play Newcastle at the Etihad. They go to Elland Road, where they'll play Leeds Nets. And then at home they'll play against Nottingham Forest. They go to the London Stadium and play against West Ham. Then they will come home and play against Crystal Palace. Then they'll play Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge. Then they will come and play the league leaders, Arsenal, at the Etihad. Then they will play Burnley, Everton, Brentford, Bournemouth, Aston Villa. And I know Aston Villa will do their job on that day. Now, depending on these fixtures, let's critically analyze it. Do you think that Arsenal can go on to win the Premier League title?
I think I wish we would have the
So I have it here.
Yeah, I wish we can have it on our screens again, because I think that, for example, Arsenal will struggle against Tottenham this week. Newcastle against City at the Etihad Stadium will be a very difficult game, but I think that with what City did to Newcastle a few weeks ago, the goal aggregate they had over 2 legs, it tells me that City once again want to tear.
Don't you think Newcastle would like to do a revenge, sort of, at least get a point?
But at the Etihad, it is impossible, because even what City did at St James's Park tells me what they can do away from at home. And then I think City's next game after Newcastle will Leeds United away. Elland Road is very tricky. It's a difficult ground to play, but I think that City have what it takes to win that game. Forest at home will be very easy for them. West Ham will be tricky, because now I've realized something. All the teams
for relegation,
and if you study, that's one thing that is very risky now. Wolves, Leeds United, Burnley, Nottingham Forest are all playing some very good football now, because they are afraid that they can be relegated. And even teams who looks like very much sure that they'll be relegated, even now putting up a fight. And we saw what Wolves did over the weekend. We saw how at the point Wolves went 5 games unbeaten. So now it's going to be very, very, very tough. West Ham away is where another tricky game. It will be another tricky game for City. Crystal Palace at home will be very simple for them. But then Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge is where City will also have problems to answer to. But then there's a big one where City will take on Arsenal, and that is where, even if City loses a point, loses all the 3 points against Chelsea, and they catch Arsenal and they whip Arsenal, then it means that they have a good chance. But guess what? They will go to Burnley away. Burnley away is not too difficult for them, even though Burnley are also a side to record. But the problem is that when they face off with Everton away, it's a very, 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 very frustrating place to go to. The Hill Dickinson Stadium now. And one thing that I don't like about that stadium is that it's not the stadium, but their players. They play very frustrating football under David Moyes, and they have a goalkeeper who will be tidy you. If Everton takes the lead, it's a 1-0 lead, it's past 70 minutes, you've not equalized, you'll be sorry for yourself. Pickford will delay time and he will frustrate you, and he will make life almost unbearable for you. After Everton, then City have a Brentford, which is quite manageable. Then Bournemouth away. Bournemouth away is another difficult game for them. But if City are, they say they are what they are, then I think it should be easier for them. But the last one is Aston Villa at home. Aston Villa also a side you are not too sure of.
To depend on how United are performing. Who are trying to get into the top 4. And also it also depends on their results from now.
And even
so that period.
Yes, you are not too sure, because see how they performed very well until last week, when they lost by 4-1 to Newcastle United at home at Villa Park in the FA Cup. That tells you about how inconsistent they are. On the part of Arsenal, I think that Tottenham will be difficult. The next game is Chelsea, very difficult. Away at Brighton, very difficult. Everton home will be quite manageable. Bournemouth at home, very much manageable. But Man City away is where I think I draw the line for them. No chance.
I have always said that we will definitely drop points against Man City at the Etihad. I've already said that. But I also believe that even before that game, they will also drop points.
Then you play against Newcastle at home. Then you play Fulham at home. Then you go all the way to West Ham away. West Ham away is another one. But maybe by that time, West Ham, they would have known their fate, whether they are out of the relegation zone or they are still within. And that will determine their approach to the game. Then you face Burnley at home and Crystal Palace away. Crystal Palace away will also be very interesting. But all in all, I would honestly, based on history and how things have gone over the last few years, I reckon that I would go with City winning the league over Arsenal. I think I'll be very much happy if that happens, because you've made so much noise. But I think that
is it just because of my noise?
But I think that to be very honest, Arsenal has a chance of winning not only a trophy but trophies. You could win
EFL,
the
FA Cup.
FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. And I'm thinking, if Arsenal wins the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, I think that should cool tempers at the club.
Which tempers?
And I think, honestly, one of the problems or things that have given pressure to Arteta in this job is the fact that over the last 3-4 years, he has played very good football, beautiful and pleasing to the eye, generated good performances and good results over a long period of time, but the team begins to crack when it matters most. And also the problem is that teams like Chelsea, Aston Villa, Tottenham Hotspur, Crystal Palace, Newcastle United may not play beautiful, expansive football for a long period of time. Most of these clubs don't even play beautiful football for 3 continuous games. They play nice football in 2 games. They scrap a 3rd win. The 4th game they are drawing. But at the end of the day, they managed to win trophies. We saw how Chelsea was out of the top 6. We ended up playing in the Europa Conference League. Ended up winning that. They then made it to the Club World Cup. Ended up winning that. But if you're being honest, Chelsea didn't play any extraordinary football throughout the whole period, but ended up winning a title. Guess what? Arsenal played beautiful football, ended up going a whole season trophyless. Crystal Palace didn't play as well, ended up winning the FA Cup for the first time in 70 years. Newcastle United didn't play too well, or played very well in terms of the cup games and strategized very well, ended up winning the title. Arsenal played superb football, ended up going trophyless for the last 3 years. I think that's one of the problems. If Arteta was winning the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, it would have helped him. So I think that is Arteta's problem. You should start by winning the small cups and then fight higher. Otherwise, he will end up chasing a lot and getting nothing in return.
You see, I think I'll agree with you with whatever you have said. But you see, in those seasons that Arteta has been at the helm of affairs at the Emirates, competitions like apart from the season that he won it, competitions like the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, Arsenal usually gets eliminated quite early, maybe after 2 rounds or 3 rounds. Arsenal gets eliminated in those competitions. And if you look at the English Premier League on the other hand, the story is different. You see, they are always in contention to win the English Premier League title. So it seems like Arteta's focus has always been on the English Premier League.
And to a large extent, the Champions League as well.
Well, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't, because when Arteta came to Arsenal, I think for the first 2 seasons, Arsenal didn't qualify for the Champions.
But since he started qualifying, it looks like his focus has been on it.
I think the focus has been on the English Premier League.
Okay.
And for you to be for 3 seasons consecutively, or even 4 seasons, to chase the title, then it means you really want it. You really need it. Since 2004, you know, won the English Premier League title.
22 years.
Exactly. Since 2004, Arsenal has gone on to win the FA Cup. They are currently the team with the most FA Cup trophies.
So Arsenal, you are making the point that Arsenal don't need the FA Cup title.
Real Madrid, the English Premier League.
But Real Madrid are record winners of the Champions League 15 times.
Yeah.
Nobody has even got to double figures yet. But Madrid always needs to win the Champions League.
The Champions League is the Champions League. You can't
the
compare
Premier
the
League
Champions League to the FA Cup.
And
So that's what I'm saying, that for the Premier League, we really need it compared to the FA Cup.
But I'm thinking the fact that he won the FA Cup so many times.
Even if he had won the FA Cup and EFL Cup, there will be a point that the fans will say, enough of this, we won the EPL. So at the end of the day, it's still the EPL trophy.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Okay.
So that's it.
So are you saying that if Arteta doesn't win the Premier League title this year, he should go?
He should go.
But this is my
Even
problem.
if he wins the EFL Cup.
With the status and the level of stability Arteta has brought to the club, who do you think will replace Arteta and do this job very well?
I think if the club, you see, when a manager leaves a club, when a manager leaves a club, other managers also leave.
I don't understand.
You don't get what I mean.
When the manager leaves a club, other managers
it affects other works indirectly.
No, but I'm saying,
it affects other
managers. But you see what I'm
works.
saying?
For me,
the club was in turmoil at the time Arteta took over the club,
and
then Arteta has taken the club from that rocky patch and brought you onto solid grounds.
Definitely.
And you are in a good standing now, where you go into games where you believe that Arsenal stands a good chance, and you are disappointed when Arsenal don't win those games. And you are disappointed because you're always in the top four slot, but you don't end up not winning the league. Let me ask you, who else do you think?
I get your point. For me, if you ask me who else, I can't mention a name now. But the point is, let me ask from what you've given me. Me I dey my village. You can't promise me say you go take me go up tea. Yes, you take me from my village. You take me put car inside. I did some crabby acid for the Ashanti region there. We come Kumasi, I dey see improvement. We dey Kumasi. We come pass in Koko. We come in Sarum. We dey Accra. I dey see the buildings, the structures and everything. Far better than where I used to live in the village. You take me go airport. I dey see the planes, everything, but you never take me go Abuchi. The promise you give me, from where I dey to where I dey now at the airport, there's been an improvement. But I know did the Abuchi there, so it's like how that's the perfect scenario with Arteta and Arsenal. So if you ask me if Arteta has been a success or a failure at Arsenal, I'll say he has been a success. Mm-hmm. But in
so
context,
you want to sack him for his success.
You see, there are levels to the success. There are coaches who will bring you, who will develop the team to a certain stage. And there are coaches that will win you the trophies.
What if Arsenal ends up winning the Champions League?
That will change the narrative. But Arsenal, no, we don't believe we'll win.
So you are not arguing on principle, actually. You are not arguing on principle.
No.
So right now,
ask me then you they sit say, the Arsenal don't go win the Champions League. No, we need to face the reality.
Even as an Arsenal fan, you don't believe you can win the Champions League?
No. I don't think so.
I'm surprised.
I don't
remember any season where Chelsea won the league and they looked like they were a team that was going to win the league. I don't remember one. I mean the Champions League. Mm-hmm. I don't remember any time.
You see, the Champions is a cup competition, so it depends on how you play it.
So why don't you have hope in Arteta that you are still?
But last season, Arsenal beat Madrid home and away.
Exactly.
But they met PSG and they lost. They folded against PSG.
Wait. You are in the Champions League. You are in the FA Cup 5th round.
Carabao Cup
final. You are in
final.
the Carabao Cup final. You are first on the Premier League table.
If you are
at this particular point,
at this point, we will win 2 EFL Cup, then the English Premier League. I don't think we will win the Champions League.
So if Arteta wins the Premier League, then he should
probably
stay.
We can win the FA. We are playing against Macclesfield Town.
So if Arteta wins the league, he should stay.
Yeah, he stay. If he doesn't, he should go. Because what else will you argue now? Because now whatever you needed, the players you wanted, the hierarchy of the club give you the money. All the players you said you wanted, you've bought everyone.
But you were telling us you should sack Amorim because Amorim is someone's father, and here you are telling us we should sack
Amorim and Kidi. You be now you chop like 3 years. Arteta and Kidi, them they 11 years and 12 years, them grow.
This was not the point you made the other day. You are shifting the goalpost at every particular point. Well, that's fine. All
right, so guys,
that's fine.
So that was our preview of the English Premier League. But the City I think you've indirectly spoken
City
about
Newcastle. I believe that City will have a good game, and you know that when it's time for City Newcastle, that's when Umar Mamouche laces his boots and decides to show up. The last game in the Carabao Cup, that's where we also saw City. Also, we saw Antoine Semenyo also score an important goal for City as well in both legs. So we hope that, and from the Ghanaian perspective, Semenyo will be fit without any injuries and able to score a goal or 2 in that game against Newcastle United. So I predict like a City 2-0 win by Newcastle at the Etihad Stadium.
All right, so that's it for you. But for your club, Chelsea, Burnley might beat you.
See, that's the challenge.
Burnley might beat you.
Burnley, West Ham, Wolves, Nottingham Forest, Leeds United, these clubs, where they are now, everybody is fighting above, over and beyond, to be able to win to go above the relegation zone. For Burnley, it's not looking good for them. They need to win a few more games or win about a lot of games in order to stand a good chance. Because remember that Nottingham Forest and Leeds United are out of the relegation zone, and in order for things to go wrong, Leeds United must be Burnley must win a lot of the games and hoping that Leeds United and Nottingham Forest will not be winning those games. And if anything, if we saw what Forest did to Fenerbahce yesterday, and that is anything to go by, then Forest are in red hot form and they are looking to wreak havoc to anything that is in their way. So Burnley will be under pressure to win a lot of games and hope that Forest drop points. But then, the way Chelsea played against Leeds United recently was very disappointing. Remember, Leeds United also in that picture.
Yeah.
And we know that Burnley are in a more dicey situation than Leeds United. So we expect a more spirited side in terms of Burnley. And we've seen Chelsea also disappoint a lot of times against Burnley, taking a 2-0 lead and end up drawing 2-2. But I believe that Chelsea didn't even play well against Hull City last week, but that didn't matter because once they got their first goal, they got into their rhythm, got their mojo back, and then they were able to win the game. I think that Chelsea might struggle a little bit, but once they get the goals, they will be able to solve the issue. I think now the thing that Liam Rosenior needs to focus on, and he said it the last time, is that the club should learn important lessons from that 2-2 draw against Leeds United. Yeah. Because what that meant is that they could have taken over or overtaken Manchester United at that time and been in the top 4. Unfortunately, because of that draw, things didn't go the way they wanted. So they need to win that game against Burnley at least by 3-0. Hope that on Monday Everton will do that job against Manchester United.
Alright, so let's see how the games go. Remember, you are watching the build-up on ABC News GH. We go for a breather, but remember, the show is powered by Betway. Betway says become the next biggest sports influencer. All you need to do is to share your codes with your friends, fans, and followers. If they use your code, you earn 4% of their wager. It doesn't matter whether they win or lose that particular sip. We go for a break. When we come back, we delve deep into other leagues. Stay tuned.
Transform your business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business. Choose from a wide range of products and services tailor-made to drive your business. Call 0302-233-4040 or email to business@telecel.com.gh to sign up today. Telecel Business, connecting opportunities, connecting goals, connecting businesses. Telecel, connecting energies.
Alright, so welcome back from the break. I'm already smiling because the boys at the back, they are tearing me up with a lot of questions and everything. Now let's move on to the Spanish La Liga. But remember, the show is an interactive one. You can send in your comments to the numbers displayed on your screen. And also when we open the phone lines, you can call. But let's move on to the Spanish La Liga. It's getting interesting and heated in that particular game too. So these are This is how the table is looking like. Top three, Real Madrid have 60 points. Barcelona have 58 points. Just 2 points separating the sides. But a week ago, it was just 1 point. That tells you how things can change. Then Villarreal are third with 48 points. 10 points between third place and second place. Now from the table, let's move on to the fixtures that we have for this particular week. So there we have it. So today at 8 p.m. Atletico Bilbao will play against Elche. Then on Saturday, Sociedad will play against Real Oviedo. Real Betis will play against Real Vallecano. Osasuna will play against Real Madrid. Real Madrid traveling to play against Osasuna. Atletico Madrid will play against Espanyol. Getafe will play against Sevilla. FC Barcelona will play against Levante at the Camp Nou. Celta Vigo will play against Mallorca. Villarreal will play against Valencia. And then Deportivo Alaves will play against FC Girona. So that's the fixtures for you in terms of the La Liga. Let's concentrate on the two biggest teams. And first of all, it is Real Madrid that is traveling to Osasuna. Soti, the table is looking heated.
Yeah.
Spanish La
Liga. Yeah.
I love it there. I like what is happening there.
Yeah. And finally, my against worked over the weekend. And I'm happy that this past few days things have aligned the way I wanted them to align. Barca drop points. Arsenal also drop points, and I'm so happy with that. And hopefully things just continue the way I want them to continue. The thing is that I thought that Barca they didn't look like they wanted it more against Girona. I thought complacency setting. They thought that it was a game they were going to win, and so their approach towards the game didn't help them. Unfortunately for them, Lamine Yamal's penalty miss also came at a very high price for them as well.
Barcelona.
And that is it. And then so I think that this week, you said Real Madrid are taking Osasuna.
Yeah, away from home.
Madrid themselves, they win games, but they struggle in winning those games. They have not been at their absolute best. But I think what they have managed to do is that now they are managing to grind the results, get the results when it matters most. It's not about the style of play at the moment, because to be very honest, if you watch Real Madrid's game, style of play is quite problematic. Approach to the game sometimes, especially if you look at how they played against Benfica, they controlled the game to an extent, but they did not really dominate the game as you would have loved them to do as record holders or the dominant force in the Champions League. And maybe fatigue will set in, so there will be a little bit of tweaks to the lineups. We knew that Rudiger started the game, Trent Alexander started that game, Alvaro Carrasco started that game. So maybe likely there will be some few changes in the setup, and so maybe it's very likely Frank Garcia will be in the team. Maybe Brahim Diaz will also have his chance in the game. Hopefully that Gonzalo Garcia also have a chance in that game, and hopefully Madrid will have a good performance against Osasuna. So in short, I just believe that once Madrid are playing at Santiago Bernabeu against Osasuna, at least I expect Madrid to win at least by 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Barcelona.
Yeah. Barca are playing against.
You don't even know.
Oh, tell me.
Against Inter, you don't even know.
No, tell me.
What should I tell? I just went through the fixtures.
Tell me. Barcelona are playing against.
Whoever they are playing against, I know you say they won't win.
No. Just tell me who Barcelona are playing against.
Director, let's have the fixtures again. For him
just
to
tell
see
me
it.
who Barcelona are
So
playing
Barcelona
against.
play against Levante at home.
No.
At the Camp Nou.
You see, yes. Then it means that Barcelona stand a very good chance. Levante have been struggling throughout the season. We saw how they even featured against Villarreal in midweek as well. Villarreal themselves haven't been too consistent, but we saw how
Levante.
They fared against Levante. So in such a game, I would always favor Barcelona. Levante is one of the clubs who are staring, or relegation is staring them in their face, and so I think that maybe they would have to fight over and above in order to get favorable results against them. But I think that Barcelona based on what happened over the last few games, will try and make sure that they get that important win. Villarreal themselves have been struggling of late in the league, and in terms of results, they have not been consistent at all. Out of 24 games, they've lost as many as 14 of those games. They've won just 4. Out of 20 games, you've won just 4 games. that tells you how poor they have been. And it surprises me because
lost 14.
Yeah, lost 14 out of the 24 games, and so 20 of them have ended in defeats or in draws. To be very honest, to be very specific, so they've drawn 6 games and lost 14. So that tells how poor they have been. And apart from them, Real Oviedo is the next team that have been very, very, very poor there. And for Levante, their last 4 games, they've not won any match. They've drawn 1 and they've lost their last 3 games. In fact, their last 5 games, they've won just 1 particular game. They've been struggling really, really well. And it is very much likely that they'll be relegated at the end of the season. So I don't think that it's highly unlikely that Barcelona will lose their game because Levante are struggling. They are almost the whipping boys in the league. Almost every team is beating Levante, and I don't think that Barcelona will be an exception.
All right, so that's our preview of the Spanish La Liga. Our phone lines are open, so you can call in to share your views, opinions, and comments on the games that we have discussed. Whilst we wait to receive your call, we also have a look at the other fixtures in the other league. Let's move to the Italian Serie A, and let's have a look at the fixtures that will be coming up this particular week in the Italian Serie A. But in between, you can also call to share in your comments. So in the Italian Serie A, there is Sassuolo playing against Verona on Friday at 8:45, and then Juventus will play against Como. Another interesting game in the Lecce will host Inter Milan on Saturday. Cagliari will play against Lazio. Genoa will play against Torino. Atalanta will play against Napoli Football Club. AC Milan will play against Parma. AS Roma will lock horns with Cremonese. Fiorentina at home will welcome Pisa, and then Bologna will play against Udinese. Eugene Oforisotti, which of the games do you want to talk about? It is Inter Milan who are currently on top of the Italian Serie A. There is Juventus versus Como. Interesting game.
Yeah. First of all, let's go with the Lecce Inter. It's quite dicey. Lecce last week they went to Cagliari and beat Ibrahim Suleimana's side by 2-0. But the problem is that, remember, Inter are still in the Champions League playoff spot. They traveled all the way to the Arctic region and they lost 3-1 against Bodo Glimt.
Yeah.
The return leg will be on Tuesday at the San Siro, meaning that they need to keep their squad fresh for that game. So it means that they'll bench a lot of players for this weekend's game against Lecce. And remember, they are traveling away. Teams like Lecce, and when they are playing away, it's quite difficult. So I expect a very difficult test for Inter Milan in that game, because I know that they will bench about 5-6 players who started the game, because the traveling alone will take a toll on them. Traveling to Norway and traveling back will take a toll on them. And because they are playing on Saturday and they'll play on Tuesday, it means that the coach would have to rest some key players like Barella, and most likely maybe a player like Lautaro Martinez will be on the bench, and maybe a player like Boni will rather be given a chance because he didn't feature in the last game. So I expect a lot of wholesome changes in the team, and I hope that does not affect them. But they will labor for a draw, labor for a result. So I predict maybe a 1-0 or a 2-1 victory for Inter Milan. Como have been facing the big sides really recently. I think in midweek they came off against I think AC Milan, and they drew that game they drew 1-0 in that game. And I think that Como themselves in their last few games have struggled. One of their games where Morata had a red card, and so it affected them, and Fabregas was very much upset over that result. So Como's last 2 games have ended without wins for them, and they will need to get back to winning ways against Juventus. Juventus themselves too, last weekend were not treated fairly in the league when they took on Inter Milan, and their player Kalulu was given a red card through 2 yellow cards, and it was because of simulation from Alessandro Bastoni there. And so they also need to come back to winning ways. Remember that in the midweek they also traveled all the way to Turkey and they lost 5-2 in a game where they were leading at a point. So it tells you how they too need to bounce back to winning ways this weekend, and also because they will also be playing the second leg of that fixture. For them, it's quite difficult. It isn't as straightforward and easier as Inter have it. Inter is just a 2-0 goal deficit. Once they score within the first 5 minutes of the game, and I believe that Inter will do a comeback against Bodo Glimt. So I believe that Juventus have a very difficult task for them this week because Como are not easy. But I think that this game is also a game that can easily end in a draw.
All right, so that's the Italian Serie A for you. Now let's move on. We have just some few minutes to end the show. Let's have the Ligue 1 fixtures on our screen and let's quickly go through them before we bring the show to an end. So the French Ligue 1, the Ligue 1, Ligue 1 fixtures. So these are against Stade Brestois, who play against Olympique Marseille. RC Lens will play against AS Monaco. Paris Saint-Germain will welcome FC Metz. Angers will play against Leo. OGC Nice will play against FC Lorient. Toulouse will play against Paris FC. AG Auxerre will play against Stade Rennais. FC Nantes will lock on with Le Havre, and Strasbourg will play against Olympique Lyon in there. Now let's move on to the German Bundesliga, and also let's have a look at that the fixtures in the German Bundesliga, mouth-watering one. So there we have it for you. So Mainz 05 will take on Amberger SV. Cologne will play against TSG Hoffenheim. Wolfsburg will play against FC Augsburg. Freiburg will play against Borussia Mönchengladbach. And then FC Bayern Munich will play against Eintracht Frankfurt. Union Berlin will play against Bayer Leverkusen. RB Leipzig will play against Borussia Dortmund. FC St. Pauli will welcome Werder Bremen, and then FC Heidenheim will play against Stuttgart. So that is the games for you. Eugene Oforisoti, any last words before we end the show?
Leipzig against Borussia Dortmund will be a very, very, very nice game to watch. Bayern Frankfurt, Frankfurt themselves, I think it will be a heavy victory for Bayern, but I'm looking forward to that.
It will be a testy game.
I'm looking forward to the Leipzig and Borussia Dortmund game. It will be a high-scoring game, and I will hope to see which team comes up on top.
All right, so that's it for you. But before we draw the curtains down on the show, let me do this birthday wish. So it's happy birthday.
Another birthday wish again.
Yeah. Okay. Which one is the another birthday?
Yesterday
yesterday I did it. Today too. So my nephews and nieces, on my birthday and
okay. Nephews and nieces.
Yes. Okay. Nephews and nieces.
Okay. Nephews and nieces.
So this is it. Odofu Kweku Okore. aka Dollar Boy. Child, this boy, any money they quote, they quote in Ghana. They quote in $100. More to $10. So if you Dollar Boy with the call. Odofu Kweku Okore, happy birthday to you. A glorious birthday to you. May God bless you beyond human understanding and make you flourish. So I will send you like $500, okay? Don't worry about that. So this is coming from the family and everyone. And that was how we end the show. Build up today. Remember, on Monday we'll bring you the replay where we do a review of all the weekend action. Interesting games to be played this particular weekend. Shout outs to all the guys. Shout outs to Eugene Oforisoti, the agenda man. Shout outs to Eric, the Real Madrid guy. Prince, Real Madrid, Sly, the minimum team of support. Sly supported team. The same to Adrian All-Stars. Okay, so sensational slagger. I also don't know the team you support. Romeo, I don't know the team. All of you do. You don't watch football. Most of the guys don't watch football, but thank you for the technical and also production support. Yes, we'll be supporting Kotoko. My name is James Ohin Bamaki. Remember, the Ghana Premier League comes up this weekend. House of Folk will play against Brecum Chelsea. Will bring you up to speed in all of that. I don't know what Eugene Oforisoti Tuesday. I don't know whether director, if you can pick him so that we close the show. So you see this celebration, Gyökeres is scoring. Happy day, what's it, Salo? Thank you so much for sticking with us. Enjoy the rest of our show. We'll meet on Monday. Have a great sporting week. Bye-bye.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can